kiss could be the best thing.
These bananas here are the Musabaju. They're also known as Japanese fiber bananas. I started off originally with a couple of plants, and you can see how they spread by pushing up pups from the base of the ground. Some pups down there. They're a nice leaf and decorative banana. The fruit that they produce is full of seeds, so it's not worth growing it for the fruit. This on the back here is the larger one. It's probably at least 8 foot. I've removed about 10 of these plants from here because as they overtake, and I don't want it shading the lemon tree which is in here. This tree has been in here now for about a year. It's a Eureka Lemon. It's probably about 3.5 feet tall now. It's doing really well. I took off the lemons when I planted it, so it hasn't got any fruit on it at the moment, and so just because I wanted it to get its roots down and get some growth on it. You can see it's got flowers, and there are a number of lemons that are now starting to set fruit on it. So that's the Eureka Lemon. The other one alongside the Eureka Lemon is a Kumquat. These are a very hardy citrus. This is a nice looking tree. Again, it hasn't blossomed yet, and so hoping to look forward to some fruit coming from that in the next year or two. Just down beside it I've got a ginger that I'm growing. There's ginger and turmeric in there actually, but mainly ginger. So we'll see how that grows. You can see it's starting to push out new growth, and this is what the leaves look like. So we'll see how that does later on in the season. This banana variety here is what's known as a Musa ice cream banana. This is probably the next one down in cold tolerance from the Musabaju being the hardest. But they're a really nice looking banana. They have kind of a whitish sort of stem to them. This is a young one. It's in a pod at the moment. I have another 2 that are planted, but I'll see how they kind of get on. So these are the Musa ice cream bananas. Over on this side is the lime tree. I'm not quite sure which type of lime. It could be a Mexican type lime because it's got thorns on it, and I did think it was a key lime, but I don't think it is. It has set some fruit. It's got some young small limes growing in there. You can see sort of starting to develop. So, and it's having a second bloom as well. But a really nice looking tree, and behind that is the clementine, which also has set some fruit. See if I can show you some of those. They are set down through there. So that's the and that's still got blossom on it. So the clementine. These are the other 2 ice creams that I've got planted in the ground, so we'll see how they get on. They're planted next to the pineapple guava and alongside the loquat, which is growing and filling the space quite nicely along the fence there. The other citrus tree that I've got and planted in here is the Awari Satsuma. This is a Mandarin Satsuma tree. These are a hardy variety. These will take temperatures down to -8 without any problem. It's a young tree, but it has really flushed out so much growth. I planted it in March of this year, and it had a few leaves on it and basically a stick, and this is how much growth it's put on this season so far. So that's the Awari Satsuma, and alongside that here are the dragonfruit. You can see they're climbing up the pole quite nicely. They're in a pot there, so they can be removed and moved in case of any frosts. And that's the dragon fruit. And the last citrus that is down here growing in a pot, because I've moved things about a bit, is a grapefruit. This really has some good leaf growth on it. It's looking very healthy. And the last banana that I've got down here is a blood banana. I got given this as a young plant, but that has grown probably 4 times the size of it in the last sort of month. So that's kind of brings you up to date with the citrus, bananas and the dragon fruit.